started. Okay, all that is going on. So yeah, so it was welcomed by governors of Lagos, Katsina, ministers, and other Nigerian officials. I don't know why so many governors had to go, though, to be honest. I don't know why. I don't think it was necessary, just my opinion. But anyway, they're in the UK now, and Nigeria is going to be investing. We're already investing in the UK. There are many Nigerian banks in the UK. I think Money Point is also in the UK. There's GTB, there's Zenith. I think Fidelity is also going now. So a lot of banks, I don't know if UBA is there already, but a lot of banks are going to the UK, and it's quite nice. So this is lovely. This is very, very lovely. I'm going to have to do something about this other YouTube thing. I hope YouTube is good. Sorry, guys. Okay, I think it's streaming now. Enter Lori, enter on YouTube. No, we'll come back to Facebook later. Someone said the whole street of Windsor was decorated with Nigerian flag. Yes, I saw it. Not in Windsor. I saw it online. I didn't join the governors when they went to welcome the president. Maybe I should have joined them. Next time. But yeah, I saw it online. It was really nice. The whole place was, decorated with Nigerian flag. Makes you feel proud. Even the symbolism all makes sense. Let alone, the main reason. But yeah, we have a lot of things to cover. We'll see how much we can cover. If we don't get to today's topic, we spent a larger part of, the first session discussing Gili. So, but let's go on. So there are many things. I'm trying to see the one that's more important because of time. So let's just go to the event that happened over the weekend with Showore. While we give, let's do this way. Before we leave the president, Lawrence Ele, let's read something from the University of Ibadan. But before we read that one, again, since 1999, someone wrote this on social media, Maya White Davis, and it's quite true. History of nationwide ASU strikes in Nigeria since 1999. So it says since 1999, ASU has gone on nationwide strikes more than 16 times, totaling over 1,700 days. That's about 4.7 years of university shutdowns. Buhari had 580 to 630 days. Obasanjo 541 days. Jonathan 359 days. Yar'Adua 127 days. Tinubu 0 days. So Obasanjo is 18 months. Yar'Adua 4 months. Jonathan 13 months. Buhari 21 months. And Tinubu hasn't experienced that yet. And I'm reading that because there's something I saw from University of Ibadan students where they were thanking the President Tinubu. Excuse me, this thing is, they're praying around our house. They're thanking the President Tinubu, for the fact that they're able to have the academic calendar, without any disturbances. Let me read some to you from those guys. The students of University of Ibadan. This is from the Nation Nigeria. UI students appreciate Tinubu for stable academic calendar, education reforms. Students of the University of Ibadan who gained admission in August 2023 are approaching their final year. Wow. When we were in school, you knew when you were going in. You did not know when you were coming out, because you are sure of experiencing plenty strikes. ASU will go on strike, NASU will go on strike, SANU will go on strike. when all of them don't go on strike, we will now go on strike. Maybe because there's no water or there's no light, and then we'll say, so in my school we used to have greatest Gogo, greatest Bagba, my fellow students, greatest the nation of the school. We shall now evaporate from this place and condense at maybe Senate building, and we'll make a demand of this school authority, and we ask them, according to chemistry 101, water is colorless. They will say, yay, water is odorless. So why are we drinking Lipton-ish water? Everybody will be happy. Anyway, the point is, they didn't have to go through that. They got to school in 2023. This is 2026 March, and they're in final year. That's a miracle. Thank you. Who will be shouting Aluta Continua Victoria Asata? Or Victoria is my wife. While we are doing all of those things years ago, and then University of Ilorin now started their own. They will just enter school and finish, be like, one more junior meeting Barrio. But it's different now, which is really nice. Students of the University of Ibadan who gained admission in August 2023 are approaching the and have expressed appreciation to Bola policies they say have positively affected their academic journey. In a message by Oladayo Barwa, the students acknowledge the president's promise to maintain stable academic options often caused by prolonged strikes or irregular schedules. The message also highlighted the introduction of the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, NEL Fund, which provides financial support for students, describing it as another promise fulfilled by the administration. This is quite good, and it's from the nation Nigeria. Very, very laudable. All right, back to this UK thing. We're going to still listen to some things going on in the enjoy.
Well, as the King comes to a halt, having come through the town gate onto Datchet Road, he will be received by the Lord Lieutenant of Berkshire, and he will then take a position and wait for a short time. But as you were saying, there is much to take place in the background, and for the Queen and for the King, the chance, as I say, to convene and to enable all those different discussions. The enormous population of Nigeria, its trade links with the United Kingdom and its cultural links, and also the elements of religion and faith, which are very important to the King, and are reflected in the fact that the President visiting is an avowed Muslim and his wife is an avowed Christian. And so in their own way, reflecting the breadth of different faiths. So the King and Queen are meeting the reception committee there at the pavilion, and once they have done that, it's a chance for the King just to eye the people who he will shortly be introducing to the President, and the Queen will be presenting to the President's wife. So it is, as you can see, perfectly framed by that pavilion with the United Kingdom flag and that of
All right, that's lovely. Mr. President is in town. That's what someone is writing here. Very lovely. Okay, so let's come on now. We're done with the UK, at least for now. There's an event in Abuja where so I'm sorry, I should have brought you up earlier, but now that we've started the news, I'll bring everybody up later. All right, just let me finish with the news. So they invited Omo Eleshore, and one of the guests had this to say, And of course, later on, you hear Shore's response. Take a listen.
I want to say that I perceive you as a political content creator.
That's fine.
No, I'm serious.
No, please.
And that is because I made a research about you, and I saw that you've been doing this protest of a thing from your SUG days. And right now, it's still happening. But I have not seen where you protested and achieved an aim for that very protest. You protest, bring people out, you don't achieve an aim for that protest, that one will end and you move on to another new protest. Why do you always bring people out, and when they throw tear gas, you be the one running, shouting revolution now? Are you trying to motivate the people to start a war, or you are trying to, because I personally don't think you're fighting for the people, I think you're fighting for yourself.
Okay.
Because in 2019, you were interviewed by Ebuka, and he asked you, why do you think you are qualified to be president? You told him that Nelson Mandela came out of prison as an activist and he became president. You made the instance of Obama, and you said you have done more than that. So you are qualified to be president. And right now you are still protesting. You didn't do the Igbo protest in Abuja or Lagos where people were saying, you went to Aba to gather Igbo people. Is it that you are trying to put it in them to understand that they need this war?
Okay, thank you. Well, you consider my activism and content creation, I appreciate it because that means it has content. With regards to your reference to Igbo people in Aba, Nnamdi Kanu is from Abia State. But I don't know how much of recent history you know. The first anti-Nnamdi Kanu's trial protest took place in Abuja. And I led it. But I ended up in prison for 4 days because of that protest. That was in October of 2025. Now, talking about results, I was the one who protested for the woman who just got 110 million naira from a minister. That's the result. I protested last year on behalf of policemen. 74,000 of them got promoted. That's results. I protested against an IG of police who was removed. It has never happened before that an individual ever protested an IG of police and he was removed. But most importantly, when I was in my SUG days, I was one of the people that protested for the democracy you are enjoying today. That's results. 1999, we fought from 1989 when I arrived at university. By 1999, 10 years later, democracy came to Nigeria. Am I proud of it? Pardona from the Ijaw nation can become president of this nation. For the 1999, we fought from 1989 when I arrived at university. By 1999, 10 years later, democracy came to Nigeria. But did we end military rule, which was the goal of our protest? Yes. Have you heard about Total? Just Total. I protested against Total. That's why he had 2 terms. Have you heard about Yaradua, who was holding Jonathan to ransom? I protested to get him out of the way so that Jonathan, a southerner from a Ijaw nation, can become president of this nation for the first time. That's results. I have done so many protests that brought results. And what I want to enjoy you to do, if my protest is not satisfactory to you, start your own. Yes. That's best. So, and one last thing I say is that please do not insult content creation. Those content creators, some of them are genius people. They just don't wake up and create content that make you laugh. In a country where things are hard, it's difficult to make people laugh. So content creation is actually creativity that is driven by a genius and a human brain. I'm just saying that. But again, thank you. And I respect your right to state what you have stated, and I hope I was able to answer your question. Thank you.
That's sure. I think the response was quite nice, and so we'll just move on from that. I don't want to talk about this protest. I think he has his place. There's a need for people like him in society. There's a need for people like him in society. It's important to have people who can keep the government on their toes and, protest and stuff like that. Whether that will now qualify him to become president, I don't know. But that's about that. But there's another person who also wants to become president of Nigeria. This time, this person is from the southeast. And his name is Engineer David Umai. And he had this to say a while back. Please take a listen to this.
President Bola Tinubu's second term. I saw a man that was running his mouth, and the man was saying the only place that you have 100% support, a man has his region intact, is in the southeast, and he was talking of my brother. If the presidency comes to southeast, I should be at the forefront because of my performance. And I've asked for the debate. Anybody that feels otherwise, I created something out of this state. God used me to do it. And so we compare, President Bola to better the laws of Southeast. You can tell me when else we had the discourse. And so boldly we are saying that Southeast, we support president, supporting president for 2027. And there is no governor in Southeast that is not supporting the president. And governors are in charge of their states. You see Anambra, you see Enugu, you see Ebonyi, you've seen all that the governor is doing. You see Abia, my cousin, you see him, our leader. So we are very confident that we write our history. And as you're here, my advice for our people, the Igbos, is to re-engage. We can't get to presidency by sentiments. We have to re-engage, we have to support other regions, and at the time of God, nobody will stop it. It will come to us. And who knows, whether that time it will be the master then by the other minister.
I think it's really nice. Does he have the wherewithal? I think it does. Like David Umai has done, he's still doing very well as Minister of Works. And if the Igbos ever have a chance to become, to pick someone to become president, I hope, he's one of them that he gets to run. That would be nice. It would be nice to have him. I prefer him to, who. For instance, we're talking about defection of political parties, and Peter Obi is a who, by the way. This is what he had to say. We're going to listen to him just quickly, and then we'll move to other things. Just a quick stuff from Peter Obi. Take a listen.
And your good self, you were one of those people who promised not to cross from one party to the other, but you did. This is a quote from you. I will never leave ABGA. I'd rather quit politics. PDP is a curse to the Southeast. And you ran on the platform of the PDP along with Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, who also at a point said,
like I said, I don't know about the other people. That I want somebody to show me a tape where I made that comment. Every other person that's been quoted has been shown on tape. Mine was something that was in the year 2000, like Jeremiah said, 2002, I said I will stay on, I will not leave. Get that. No brother, I will not leave. They will die without them.
Peter Obi promised to die with ABGA than leave. He said that. But he's not the only politician who has moved. A lot of politicians have done that in the past, so it's not supposed to be new. It's just that people tend to assume this moral high ground, this pedestal where they look down on others and pontificate and talk as though they're better than every other politician. And not only Peter Obi, there's another guy, a gentleman in Lagos, GRV, who also used to, push a narrative of having moral superiority, and it was on Channels TV, hosted by Bukola Koka. They had this interesting exchange. I'd like to listen to what they had to say, both Bukola and GRV. Take a listen, please.
Governors defecting as spineless. But as far as the Nigerian political landscape is concerned, it would seem as if there is enough guilt to go around politicians in Nigeria, yourself inclusive. And let me read to you how the APC in Lagos, reacted to your defection to the ADC. APC publicity secretary, who says, from your beginnings in the obscure COA party to your short-lived PDP romance to your opportunistic hijack of the Labour Party ticket in 2023 and now to the ADC. And, I believe the House of Reps is currently considering in its second review, or if you like, third review of the amendment to the Electoral Act, something to address political nomadism. So from where you stand, it appears as if you do not have any moral high ground to criticize the governors, being a serial defector yourself.
I think that is absurd, and I'll explain why. No disrespect to you. I started in COA party. All my political years, Lagos State has been controlled by the APC. I have never once joined the ruling party because of my disdain for how they manage the resources and Commonwealth of Lagos. It is extremely expensive, extremely risky to be in opposition. I've consistently been in opposition. At the point where I joined Labour Party, the wave or whatever Labour Party became had not yet even showed a sign of that. We work towards that. So there's nothing opportunistic about going to a small party and working hard, reaching to the people, selling a bigger idea and talking about good governance and activating hope. Same thing with the COA party. And I know the kind of results, the number of people that came out in that local government election. I joined the PDP. The PDP has never produced a governor in Lagos State. So I am consistently against the bad governance of APC in Lagos. So indeed, I do have a moral ground. I do not practice the idea of if you cannot beat them, join them. It's our time to now enjoy with the winning team. No, on principle, I cannot associate myself with the APC. And I've said this consistently over the years that have been politics. So I think what that gentleman spoke about is just an attempt to twist a narrative that does not really have any basis in reality.
So I'm wondering where the defining ideology is in those different political experiences, COA party, PDP, Labour Party. But that's another kettle of fish entirely. We must anchor at this point.
About that. I think you have a very good question. That's a very good question.
In 60 seconds, sir. 60 seconds.
Okay. So our politics has not matured to the point where people are discussing ideas that genuinely affect people because of the low performance of governance over the past couple of years. We are still talking about not stealing. We are talking about good rules. We are talking about light. We are not talking about ideologies, whether it's pro-abortion or non-abortion, whether it is state restructuring or federalism. There are no bigger ideas in our politics. So it's either I don't want to belong to the group of people that are stealing our resources, or I want to be in a new clean party that's going to push a new type of governance that will reduce these problems, these primitive problems that we're experiencing as Nigerians. And that is currently where we are. When we have a number of years of good governance that has addressed all these questions, then the bigger ideas and bigger ideals will now be the things that will separate people ideologically and will not allow, for instance, the Democrats to the Republicans.
That will fight after you have given.
They said you're jumping from one party to another. You say you are not in APC. Correlation there. You are a serial defector. You have moved from COA to PDP to Labour Party and now to ADC. You've changed parties a number of times. It's not about the fact that you've never joined APC. It's that you've never been in one party. That's what they're talking about. So I don't know how he found a way to make it about the fact that he's not part of the ruling party. I just feel I should play that. Meanwhile, Peter Obi needs to speak on what's happening in Anambra State. I have a video from Anambra Broadcasting Service. Nobody's talking there. So the image basically is of structures being pulled down, being bulldozed in markets. I have not heard anything from Peter Obi and the others, like Madam Ezekwesili, people like Charlie Boy. They're not saying anything. But when there was demolition in Lagos Trade Fair Complex, Peter Obi, Abarebe, Victor Ome, all of those people led market people. They were doing show of force inside Lagos. But it's happening in Anambra State. Nobody's saying anything. Suddenly, they now know it's about development. But whenever you build anyhow in Lagos and something happens to it, it's because they hate you. But now structures are being pulled down in Anambra State, and I'm sure it's for developmental purposes. I don't think there's no vendetta or anything. I'm very sure. Nice, right? Arise News. Somebody wrote, we have to call out Arise TV anchors also. Well, I hope they also wake up at some point and do their job. But Peter, particularly because himself, let me read to you. Senators Inaya Baribe, Victor Ome, Colonel Austin Akobudu, Tony Nwoye, honorable members of the House of Representatives, and then Shegun Showumi, George Adegeye, the government has repeatedly made the case that particular thing they are doing was actually illegal. He went to speak on their behalf, but he hasn't said anything about what's happening in Anambra State. Why? Or they're not in Lagos, and they're not. As long as you are doing it to yourselves, it's fine. But nobody else should fix their spaces, or else they are being tribalistic. Alright, we're going to move away from that quickly, and then we'll begin to wrap up with this news report. I think this will be the last news report for today, I think. Yeah, but it's a bit long. So let's quickly do this, and then we can have people come up. Breaking news. 42 people have been arrested in Mozambique. They've been accused of selling stolen spare parts. And before I read the article itself, I'd like to play a number of videos, not a couple, it's a number of videos to explain what we're about to get into going forward. Take a listen, please.
Saying the Nigerian government has called out the immediate effect for the 42 citizens of Nigeria that have been in custody in Mozambique without any charges. And according to what they are reporting, they are saying this is a xenophobic incident that they are trying to do to Nigeria in Mozambique. They are already put 42 Nigeria in custody for no reason. And the report is saying this is xenophobic stuff. So please, Nigerian, speak up for your 42 citizens in Mozambique. It's very important right now. I don't know what is going on in Africa, but I don't know. I think we are going to dig more to see what is going on in Mozambique. This is their president. Call them out. Call Mozambique out. Hold them for brokers. So let's forget about Ghana and Liberia right now. Let everything drink water. We're tired of what is going on. Enough for now. Everybody sees fire in Liberia and Ghana. Let's go to Mozambique. Direct. All the West Africa. Let's go to, because if they don't do nothing and they put them in prison, we're going to Mozambique. We're going to Mozambique. Confirm. So, Mozambique, try to welcome West Africa. How we are coming. This is their president.
I'm not calling out anybody. You can't go to another person's land, misbehave, then tell people to be calling out the president of Mozambique is xenophobic, xeno what? There are some Mozambique, they call them Mozambique patriots, who are talking about what's happening, and essentially they're declaring war on Nigerian crime in Mozambique. They don't hate Nigerians. I'll read the names of the people later because they released the list of the names. Right? They released the list. Let's stop hate anybody. But I want you to play some videos before I read. Take a listen to the next one.
All these shops you are seeing here, these shops belong to Nigerians. These shops you are seeing here, they belong to Nigerians. We are not doing this to make problems. We are not doing this to provoke anybody. We are just doing this to make sure that at least you tell us what we have done. We are just doing this to make sure that we still retain the peace that is in this country. We are not doing this to harm anybody. Neither are we doing this to do any evil. We are just creating awareness to tell you guys what is happening in Mozambique, because we don't understand what is happening. They will just pick up one morning and they will say this one is what is happening. They will just pick up one morning and they will say this one is doing or that one is doing. So we don't know. We don't know what is happening. We don't know. We are scared. We're actually living in fear here in Mozambique. This is the market. Some of these shops here, all these shops we are seeing closed. These are Nigerian shops here. They are closed. We don't know what we have done. We don't know. We actually did not know what we have done. So I'm making this video to create awareness. I'm making this video to call on the people who are supposed to hear it. I'm making this video to call on the people who are in authority. Please, you guys should come to our rescue. We don't have any voice. We don't have any voice to back up our voice. So we are begging you guys, please come to our rescue. We don't know what is happening to us. These people are maltreating shops. They are closed here. So we don't know whatever that is going on. We are calling upon you guys. Please, you guys should come and help us. Help us, please. We need help. We need help because we are tired. We need help because we are afraid of the unknown. We need help because we don't know what will happen next. We need help because...
I hope the government helps them, but we need to know exactly what they need help with. Say help to get you out of trouble or help for you to stop fomenting trouble. You know, a Ghanaian said something about what's happening in Mozambique. I'm going to read what happened though. A Ghanaian talked about what happened in Mozambique, and it be like say waiting some Nigerians they do for Ghana, don't carry and go Mozambique. But this is not new now. It's not the first time. They were killed for years. South Africa, Mozambique, Namibia, Zimbabwe, particularly South Africa and Mozambique. But one of us listen to the Ghanaian guy before I read the article. Take a listen.
Nigerians have added Mozambique to the Champions League. He received the message from Nigeria. Nigerians calling Mozambique xenophobic. They say they are xenophobic. But the question is it Mozambique being xenophobic, or it is the behavior of some Nigerians that making Mozambique taking strict laws upon them? Just like how they call Ghana. Now it is not Ghana anymore. Yes, they call South Africa xenophobia. Now it is not South Africa anymore. It is not Ghana anymore. They have added Mozambique to the lake. That Mozambique is also a xenophobic. Them, they are the angels in Ghana, in Africa. Nigeria.
There are some people who call Nigeria a zoo, but they suddenly become Nigerians once they get into trouble. I'll read the names now. Not everything, because it's quite long. By the way, the federal government, Honorable Abike Dabiri Erewa, they are, they weighed in. I think they also tried to speak to the Mozambicans, and apparently they are putting these guys in prison regardless of what Nigeria is saying. Why are they doing that? Because they've been accused of selling stolen spare parts, drug trafficking, which is the main thing, and human trafficking as well. I don't know if you know where they're from, but I don't think I have to. I just mentioned some names. All 42 are from the same place, by the way. Augustine Okeke, Maximum Anayo, Okechukwu Eche, Nairobi Martin, Stephen Okongwe, Onwujewe, Raymond, Chukwa Nazaro. I mean, just like that. The name Plenty Namdi, Celestino Carlo, Good Luck Efrain. The name Plenty Namdi, Celestino Carlo, Good Luck Efrain, Ebuka Pablo, Donatos Uchi, Oguin Yang, Christian Moka, Martin Mbakwe, and so on and so forth. Essentially, now everybody is Nigerian. When it comes to anything that can destroy Nigeria, Nigeria is a zoo. But when you cause Wala, it is now Nigeria. And the Nigerian government, Nigeria should help them. But I think at this point, government has to do something different. Maybe at least let's begin with this thing. It may sound funny, but I think it will probably help. Our passport should have our ethnicities attached. Because any Nigerians this in Ghana, then you go to Ghana, who did the national identity? Like, do you know how Yoruba people have been in Ghana? I don't want to tell you about Yoruba, but let's start with the Northerners. Think about that. That in his 20s was selling in Ghana before he now returned to Kano. For Yoruba people, you know how long the Brahma family has been in Ghana? Or the folks of Omosho, in Takoradi, in Accra, in all those places, in Tamale, in Ga, all these places, apart from the Ga, of course, who are also connected to Yoruba people, but even Yoruba people that moved like 2 centuries ago, nobody find problem until we just start hearing that some people are doing drugs, some people are collecting people's lands, people are creating governors and kings in people's lands. I saw another one that happened in South Africa recently. Somebody has been appointed a king of one part of South Africa. When people now respond, you now say they are xenophobic. They're not being xenophobic. They just can't take nonsense. And they lead. I don't know. People that are supposed to be the leaders, because I don't even know what they are doing. They will not speak on this, so just let them build something on the canal, and then the government removes it. That's when Peter Obi and the rest of them will begin to speak on how tribalistic Yoruba people are. It is well. So anyway, that's what's happening in Mozambique. And what was happening, I got a news report this morning that NDLEA arrested a 74-year-old man for drugs in Abuja on his way to for drug trafficking in Abuja on his way to United Kingdom. $74. Money must be made, I guess. There's a man called Uch. What do you have to say on this? It says 6,500 Igbo youths are jailed in India and over 8,500 are jailed in Dubai. The Dubai prison where our people are kept, I'll tell that again, the Dubai prison where our people are kept got filled and they started transferring them to another place in Malaysia. This guy, sorry, I think the issue is punctuation. I'll put it in my mind. Let me read it slowly. Again, Uche Naojo, he says 6,500 Igbo youths are jailed in India and over 8,500 are jailed in Dubai. The Dubai prison where our people are kept got filled and they started transferring them to another place. In Malaysia, there are more than 15,000. Now tell me what the Onezendi Igbo president and co, all the representatives we sent to Abuja to represent us, what are they doing for our people? They are enriching themselves and families only. I laugh out loud when some people still believe in their oppressors. Ezi oku bu unju. Then underneath it wrote, please stop coming to my DM to tell me to delete this post. I will never delete it. Our people need to stand for the truth. Only for the truth. I repeat, for the truth. Ezi oku mbu unju. I don't know what that means, but I hope that people just fix up, man. You can't keep blaming every country. South Africa, they are xenophobic. Ghana is xenophobic. Mozambique is xenophobic. Yoruba-Benin is xenophobic in Yoruba land. Hausa too are xenophobic. Malaysia, they are xenophobic. Indonesia, they are xenophobic. India, they even caught some people in India recently. I saw the video, I think it's here. I saw it earlier. Everybody is xenophobic. Abba, it can't be, it's not, let's not do that. Benin Republic, those one are also, Abba, the whole world is not xenophobic towards only Abba, let's not do that. And just in case you've not, this one happened in India. I think it was in India. Take a listen, please. No, Thailand. This is Thailand. Okay, I found the India one. Let me play the Thailand stuff for you first. Take a listen.
And from Nigeria, who is the biggest curse? Igbo people. Because they are selfish and they are stubborn and they lie so well. And that is why proper investigation is needed in order to expose the devil so everybody can see him clearly with all the evidence so that he can no longer be denying. Because if he denies, then the process means that you go to prison for a long time. Hello?
It's just sad. Oh, someone said Ezioku is truth. Oh, okay. Thank you. Great time says it means truth is life. Oh, okay. Thank you. This one is also in New Delhi, India. I'm looking at the image, but you're not going to hear anything. Assistant Commissioner of Police, Western Range 2 Crime Branch. This is from Press Trust of India. Delhi Crime Branch arrests Nigerian national Chuks, a proclaimed offender in an NDPS case near Tilak Nagar Metro after he attempted to flee. I just think, I have second-hand shame. I just try and do better, I beg. Let's try and do better. Everybody is you have the problem you can fix. I hope you can fix it. Make God bless, but I'm even tired. Let's just bring some people whatever we can. And I don't know if we're going to get to the topic, but excuse me. With our excuse me, this thing is playing out. All right. With our passports now, they have to begin to add our ethnicity. Yoruba Nigerian, Tiv Nigerian, Igbo Nigerian, also Nigerian. And if you are proud of where you are from, that should not be a problem now. So because this is Nigerian national jokes, but at least they are beginning to know now abroad, which is, I don't know if it's good or bad, to be honest. It's bad because how about the good Igbos? And they don't talk, but we have few of them who speak up, but the vast majority, Someone says, but they are making passports in Yoruba name. Hey, Joshua. think it's the problem of immigration. Because in order to make your passport, you're supposed to go with local government of origin. How are they getting that? So it will be between immigrations and folks working in local government to Yoruba land as well. Are they giving non-Yoruba people local government origin certificate? Because that's what you need to have that in order to get a passport to Nigeria today. Anyway, okay, I was saying I was going to play that thing one more time.
Who is the biggest curse? And from Nigeria, who is the biggest curse? Igbo people. Because they are selfish, and they are stubborn, and they lie so well. And that is why proper investigation is needed in order to expose them with all the evidence so that he can no longer be denying. If he denies, then the process means that you go to prison for a long time.
The person who posted this video wrote something interesting. It says they are Biafran Igbo people living in Nigeria. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. They are Biafran Igbo people living in Nigeria. That's fair. After all, many people say Nigeria is Israel. So, all right, I'll just read some responses and then I'll bring people up. On YouTube, we have New Era. YouTube folks, I apologize for the back and for you going in and out. It's technical issues. I just kept, restarting. But thank you very much for being back. And folks on Facebook as well, I apologize for the technical stuff that happened. It says here on YouTube, after Mozambique welcomed them with brotherly love and warmth, they repaid them with evil because of their insatiable greed for money. It is well. Your Might says, I hope that a secession clause can be added to the Nigerian constitution whereby Biafra can have their country. The shame that the sons of... No, I can't read that part. That's heavy. Something about baby factory, but I don't want to finish it. To be honest, it demeans Nigeria and demarkets Nigeria and talks the worst about Nigeria like folks from the south. There's nobody. Starting with Peter Obi himself. So I'll go to Indonesia and be saying, we went to America talking about how Nigeria did not. I'm like, in public. You're telling them what's wrong with our nation. Will they come help you fix it? Nothing is working as far as they're concerned. Everybody be alright. Let's bring some people up, please. Alright. Come on. Okay, you can relate, man. If we get to today's topic, we'll get to it. If not, we'll get to it somehow. So, Bumblebee, FFT, John, Darkport. Please, as soon as you get up, please mute, please. Thank you. Oh dear, we have a number of people, so how do we do this? All right, we'll do maybe batches, okay? Let's do it in batches. So as soon as you get up, please mute, and then I'll call you to speak. Thank you very much. Oh, sorry, I was inviting self-accepting. If I invited you and you were not planning to come up, don't worry about it. That was a mistake. Okay, so let's begin with... You know what? Please mute, please. I'm not planning to come up. Storm Okoro, I'm trying to mute you. I can't. Please mute. Okay, I've done it. Okay, so let's begin with Bumblebee. Good evening, Bumblebee.
Bro, good evening.
Evening, sir. Welcome.
Hold on. So I think my own submission is going to be very, very short and concise. Baba sọ pé ọmọ àlè ni kọ́ ló máa ń fọwọ́ síjú ilé bàbá ẹ̀. There is no way you be a bona fide Yoruba person and gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí kò ní ta ẹ́ lára. There is no way you won't feel a sense of ownership of the land, and there's no way all this craziness that is happening around will not touch you in a very negative way. So when you see people that are Yoruba bots, trying to make excuses, yes, you can give grace to people, you can make excuses for them. But when you see them trying to rubbish you and you still create yourself, you position yourself as a footmap for them to walk all over you, you should go and check yourself very well. Maybe you should ask your parents where you are from. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was fantastic and it was brief. So thanks very much for that submission. Oh boy. And I think it's worth also, reiterate that there's nothing wrong with sharing stuff with folks from the southeast or north or wherever. It's just that people need to learn the idea of respect. Respect people. Acknowledge people. It will not kill you. And if you cannot, maybe for whatever reason, maybe they told you in your family house that if you do it, you will die, then don't choose what belongs to them and don't lie on them. Then everybody will be fine. But as long as you keep pushing, there'll be pushbacks. And if you can't get the pushbacks and begin to cry, that's your problem. Move to the next speaker. Dark Poet, please resend your... Okay, you are here back. Okay, let's have FFT. FFT is the next person. Good evening, FFT.
Hello. Good evening.
Welcome.
Thank you for coming on today. One of the reasons why I came up is that I don't know if you've talked about that before the session. It's about the work going on between Jafu and Daily Online, but a lot of people came out to tell the narrative are people that will be apologetic and saying hey, it does not matter. We have few of them, but a lot of people took it personal this time, and it was very strange that random people were saying it's enough is enough. I don't know if every time you go somewhere there's always problem. Maybe it's not where you are going, maybe it is you going to those places. Yeah, that's just what I needed to add.
Thank you. Yeah, we had some time discussing earlier. Like if you give people grace, assuming that they will get the message, and they get to a point where they are just overstepping their bounds. At some point, you're going to have to say, it's enough. And I think that's what's happening right now. And for those who think it's too much, you don't really understand the idea of appropriation, and it's not going to happen with Yoruba culture. Black Poet. Good evening, John. Hello, John. Are you there?
I'm there. I'm here. Good evening.
Welcome. Good evening.
Thank you. This is my first time of joining your life, and
thank you.
I really thank you for adding me up. I just saw one of your posts before having to click on your life, saying this particular tribe we're talking about here wants us to speak Yoruba. English by force.
English.
Come, I'm in my language. I'm in my land. On my land or in Yoruba land. I'm a typical Yoruba person. So you don't expect me to speak other language. In fact, the kind of love I have for Hausa language, if I knew how to speak it, if you want to buy anything from any Hausa man, if you speak their language, they'll be so happy. They will put fisi, soja tebara, wama fisi. So Why won't I speak my language in my land, on my land? I don't understand. This happened to me about some years back, about 15 years ago. My childhood friend. So she has her kind of clique that they are not Yoruba. I'm the only Yoruba amongst them. But what they say made me move, made me stay away from all of them. And it's only, I don't know if they might have the chance to watch this live. Maybe they will know the reason why I moved. Because each and every time they want to talk, now that you know Yoruba people, now that Yoruba person, now Yoruba people, all of you were born and brought up on Yoruba land. I don't understand the hatred. I don't know. If you know you don't like these people, why are you on their land, for heaven's sake? I don't understand that hatred. And when Yoruba, before, I don't know what to say to us. You know what? And before we do anything, I go call Ojola, and I want people walking roll out. So it is becoming extremely annoying to me. I don't take it again from any of my customers. Nonsense. In my son's school came home. What did you do in school today? Our teacher taught us about election and said, do you know Tinubu did not win this election? It was Peter Obi. I got so furious in school. I was so furious. Then I called the principal. I told the principal about it. That is this what this guy is teaching the children in school? Why are you bringing tribe? Only your tribal bigotry, whatever. You're bringing it into the school, teaching the children. See, this has to stop. Boya konkuku pinwa. Koni kaluku ni curriculum. Boya and Kontoma bossing in, because this is getting too much. If you know you cannot abide by the rules and regulations in any land, move. Thank you. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much. I thank you very much for your submission. I usually see your comments in the videos, under the videos on YouTube. Sorry, on TikTok actually. But thanks for coming up. To know that something like that would happen in a school is actually concerning. Teachers don't get paid to influence kids with partisan political views. I don't know why that's even a thing. Which is one of the reasons you're not going to have anybody from some parts become what they would like to become. It'll be very difficult because you can't even take a loss. If you're going to be a winner, you have to be able to take a loss. And it happens. Successful people, we fail. We failed before. If you're going to succeed, you're going to fail now. It comes with the territory. As a matter of fact, I think it even helps you to be, it's not even I think. Failure helps you to prepare well for success or to know what else to do in order to succeed. It's part of the journey. You don't win election. One, you failed once, and you just begin to lash out on everybody, insulting people, lying all over the place. Peter Obi did not go to the tribunal to say he won any elections. Not once did he mention that thing. That's on the basis of his going to the tribunal. It's only these followers are shouting, how can number 3 become number 1? It's a joke. But they should continue. I think people are waking up. By the way, I like what's happening, to be honest, because it's allowing us to actually understand what politics really looks like. This happened in our own, in Yoruba land in 1948 as well. It was in 48 that people were like, wait, these guys are going too hard for they've been doing it for 10 years. We're just going to have to respond at this point. We are responding now, just like our fathers did back then. And it's good, right? They should keep pushing. It's going to make people become more aware. Hopefully, and this is my prayer, hopefully people are not going to go to the extreme of not hating on people and having things that are not supposed to happen. But it's important to speak up. Speaking, may God have mercy on all of us, because that's why I said all these things they always do. Why don't they do it to the north, or to the northerners in the north? Why don't they do it in the north? If you live in Yoruba and you're asking me to speak English language to you, I mean, I can speak. You know the funny thing, for most of these guys who always complain about people speaking Yoruba in Yoruba land, that they should speak English. When you hear them speak, it's not as if you can even speak English that well. Kojo pidgin, kojo dagulu dapo, kojo yonpoyon lokan bakakiri. But you want us to speak English. I have no duty to speak English language to anybody in Yoruba land. And another, like I always say, it's also not a big deal to speak English language. But the same way, I have a reason to preserve my language. So I speak English. I mean, we're speaking English language, aren't we? But if I choose to speak Yoruba, that's what I'm speaking. If you have a problem with that, get an interpreter. If I really want you to hear what I'm saying, I will say it in the language you understand. If you want to hear what I'm saying, get an interpreter. If you have a problem with the fact that I'm speaking Yoruba, you can always go back home. I put a video, the video she's talking about, I put it out on Facebook. People, of course, insults, but we have a lot of Yoruba people also, getting awake to this. And the only thing I always tell the Igbo person who is saying, why must you speak in Yoruba? I'm like, you don't have to live in Yoruba land. Like, you have a choice. You really don't have to. These people are tribalistic. They're always speaking their language, and they want, as though when you go to your own homeland, you don't speak. And I've been to your space. I've been to your states. And there's nothing wrong with the fact that people in the space speak people. I mean, it's their land. What would I have expected? That they should be speaking German or Yoruba? They should speak their language now. But the whole thing, to be honest, right? I think it's more inferiority than hate. Maybe inferiority complex is not producing hate, but I think it's more inferiority complex than hate. And that complex, you find it just about in every you hear the most educated person speak. Have you read what Achebe said after Wole Soyinka became him the Asiwaju of African literature? There's always this, it's as if the person is bigger than you, so you're trying to make up for something and you're trying to criticize and you're just fighting. You back with me. You back with no. Mo de rántí o kí wọ́n máa pe nǹkan tí ó ṣàkíyàn tán ṣá tí máa rántí màá ẹ̀kẹ́ mọ̀. Ṣáájú kan ó sapá mi lórí Ìlara, God bless you. Ìlara. Àǹjú wọn ò ṣe wí lẹ́jọ́ ìjà lára ò tán bọ̀rọ̀. Àǹjú wọn kò ṣe wí lẹ́jọ́, because how do you begin to say it? Wọn lè sọ ìjà lára ò tán bọ̀rọ̀. By the way, what they said we do is what I just did. And I will explain if I feel it's necessary to explain, but if I don't feel like... Basically, what it is when people speak the native language to you, for the most part, is because they want to bring you in. I'm not saying if they are gossiping about you, everybody does that all over the world. But if they are speaking it to you, most likely it's because they are trying to bring you in. It could be that they assume you are one of them, or they know that you're not one of them, but they want you to learn the language so you can talk together. It's not because they're trying to pull you down or put you down, but because you are down and you assume that everybody else wants to get you deeper in the ground. That inferiority complex is always eating at you. So you're like, why are you speaking a language in your own land? What should I be speaking? I'm in my land. If you have a problem with that, sincerely, you don't have to be in Yoruba land. Somebody wrote something on the comment section, I think it was on Facebook, saying that Yoruba churches, I found that quite funny actually. He said Yoruba churches waste a lot of time because after preaching in English, they'll have an interpreter interpreting Yoruba language. You know, stupidity can be generational. Because if it's not generational, what's your problem with the fact that they are interpret? If I go to preach, would I? Let me explain something. Would it not be better to speak English and interpret in Igbo than to speak like Ozumeje? Is that English? Is that what they call English? I mean, straight bullet to Ozumeje with all due respect, but maybe that, because if you go to church and they're interpreting Yoruba language, that the idea is to speak to people in the language they understand. You're in Yoruba land, and does not stop church growth. As a matter of fact, it has actually aided church growth, whether it's in CAC or in Redeem or even in Winners. Every church that, I mean, if you're going to be talking to the local people, which one is speaking English? You speak the language they understand. That's one of the major bedrocks of the Protestant Reformation, by the way, by Martin Luther. That was one of the major things it was about. The people would go I don't know how I got here, but let's talk about it. The people would go to church. The priest was the only one who could read the Bible because nobody had any Bible. The Bible was caged, right, on the lectern. He gets there, he preaches to them in Latin. They don't understand the language, but they go there every Sunday. They go to Mass or every other day. But the language was Latin. The people, the democratization of liturgy, so to speak, actually happened because of Protestant Reformation, when they started speaking German and they started publishing the Bible in German. So someone will now come to me in 2026 and tell me to go back as though I'm colonized. You are colonized. So, but English is a clinical language. I don't care. I'm not going to lose this beautiful, musical, spiritual, lovely Yoruba language because I can speak English. And by the way, let me just say this to Yoruba people. If you do speak your language very well, if you're able to speak Yoruba language very well, it's going to also help you to speak English very well. There's nothing wrong with speaking English to people, whether they're Yoruba or, I mean, the idea is to communicate with them, right? So no problem. But nobody has any right to demand that I speak English language in Yoruba land. That's my point. I've been speaking English all the while, right? But you can't demand. You don't have any right to tell me that I must speak in the language you understand when you are living in my land. I don't care whether you understand or not. The fact that you can even demand shows that you are uncultured. You sit your ass down or sit your butt down, you learn the language, you act like a normal, sensible person. It's only this place I hear people say that they've lived in Yoruba land for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. They've had all their children, 30, 40 years, and you can't speak Yoruba language, and you're happy. You think it's cool, you think it's a flex. No, it shows that you are uncultured. You are not going to integrate or assimilate into the culture of people, but you want to become something in that land. And then you go around saying that I want to become governor. I saw the other guy who said it's time for a non-Yoruba to become governor of Lagos. It's all about ambition. Nothing about the welfare of the people, no plans for the folks, nothing. You can't even speak their language. Why should you speak their language? You know Nigeria. Why should they go to England? They were saying it the other day in England that if you are going to become a prime minister, you'll be able to speak English language. It's just basic common sense. You want to become governor of Anambra, so you can't speak Igbo. Then you now hear people like GRV shouting cosmopolitanism. It's because it's cosmopolitan. A place cannot be so cosmopolitan that it forgets its roots or its identity. This is not New York. It wasn't conquered. And you couldn't conquer if you tried it. So, everybody, enjoy yourself. Lagos is welcoming. Yoruba land is welcoming. We're very accommodating. Welcome from all over the world. But don't be a nuisance. Don't come and tell us how to do things. If your home was that great, there will be no need for you to home. But welcome. I'm glad you're here. Thank you very much. Let's go to the next speaker. Dark Poet. Good evening, Dark Poet. Thank you for partaking in the comment section. Thank you very much for being here. Please partake. Let's keep the live going. Thank you very much. Evening, sir.
Somebody that is a bit deep in history and understands some of these things. The issue of this Geli and Chafu, I like as they give it to them this time around. ọ̀n jẹ́ kó sá lọ bọ́ wọ́n máa wá drop kíní yẹn wọ́n máa sáré sá lọ wọ́n máa play victim bọ̀ wọ́n mú wọn sílẹ̀ wọ́n jẹ́ kó collect dada kó tó lọ and it's because they don't care about history because they know that they don't have one ẹni tí ó bá ní nǹkan ló máa lóun ò care about it ẹni tó bá ní ó máa care about it ó máa tọ́jú ẹ̀ ó máa nurture ẹ̀ dáadáa. That's why they claim the two-piece rapper too. On fait, the two-piece rapper, non pas the two-piece rapper. They are always wanting something from all rights. Tó bá ti wá rí pé on claim ẹ̀, ọmọ sọ pé ṣe lọ́pọ̀ ẹ̀kọ́kọ́ ni ọmọ abẹ́rẹ́ dìnnáyà. Ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ náà kọ̀lẹ́ ẹ̀kọ́ ni. Hausa that have a paper bariga, meaning that's why you guys you are not growing in your land and your community because you will never listen. Your own is to just go back and forth and fight. Apart from that, you don't learn, you don't listen to who is going to teach you. Can you listen to my coin? So adamant lori and I've come to a conclusion. Kini is cultural. Is actually cultural because Yoruba man tó bá pè ní àbí fúnra ìrà ó máa ń pa fún ẹ̀ mọ́ ni.
Pa fún ẹ̀ mọ́.
ẹ̀yin kan lé ní ẹ̀yin kan lánàá bí ebi ẹ̀kan àpọn bí kíní kan àbí báwo ni Yorùbá ṣe ń pàwọ̀ yẹ kí n má pa tán. ọmọ ẹ̀yin lọ́ mú bí ẹ̀yin lọ́ mú lọ́n fún this same offence. àwọn olórí yín ọ̀rí ọ̀kọ́ ṣe sí ẹ̀yin followers èyí tó bá ń bá yín sọ́tọ̀ ẹ̀ kẹ́ ẹ̀ náà jókòó kẹ́ ronú kẹ́ sunrun mẹ́ta tọmọ ẹ̀dá sùn kẹ́ wo pé òkè kíní ètò tó máa ń pọ̀ ọmọ adẹ̀ lọ ń lọ síbi tó mú wọn bí tó mú wọn lọ́n ṣé kò yẹ ká ní change of mind ni but instead of them to think like that they prefer to come and start attacking you verbally all this ad hominem and all this rubbish they do every time self-reflection sí lọ́rọ̀ wọn and that is why they are not growing. I still told one lady ìgbà tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ Peter Obi àti Tinubu meaning if you love Peter Obi, do you know what you tell him? But to lose last election, one of the things to echo to worst for me, he can't actually speak publicly. I don't know if people have noticed. He can't speak publicly. And what is the solution to that? Go and meet people who is going to teach you how to speak publicly. You can express yourself. And you can have point that you would deliver so that people will understand your ideology and your point. But instead of him to work on that, no, he's coming back now. Any small thing, criticism. It's like, how would I be fishy? Be nori. This thing is, why did people deliberately don't want to grow? They just deliberately they don't want to grow. That's why I ended it by saying it's cultural thing. If you want to grow, self-reflect. Learn from. You are not learning civilization Yoruba that goes back thousands of years ago. Instead of you to learn from it, Hausa to go back to 100,000 say can learn from it. Ìjàlẹ̀ máa ń bá wọn jà. Tó bá yá ẹ máa claim àwọn tí wọ́n fẹ́ claim Israel lẹ́nu claim America lọ́la claim Japanese lọ́túnla láìṣe ọmọ aláìnílé àbá aláìníran. You can't even claim your own land everywhere. They man claim apart from claiming your own land. Ọlọ́run a máa ṣọ́ wọn tó bá náà wọn grow kọ́ máa grow. Àwa máa grow tiwa because it is sickening. They just need to grow up. Simple.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. So we're going to have the final speaker, and then we'll move on to the next thing if there's still time. The final speaker is Storm Okoro. Hello, Storm Okoro. Good evening. Hello, Storm. Are you there?
I'm here.
Good evening.
I'm here. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you.
Welcome,
So, a quick thank you to what you're doing, what you've been doing. Thank you so much. It's education on its own that you're able to go out and people listen to. Wonderful. So, quickly, the first thing is, so many people, don't you are ahead of me to mention this culture.
Wait. Where are you from? Are you from Owo?
I'm from Abeokuta. I live in the States.
Okay, because I know there's Okoro, there's Igbo. I know there's Okoro, there's Owo, Yoruba.
Okay.
So when I saw your name, I was like, maybe. Okay, Mongbo, sorry. Mongbo.
Okoro is my nickname when I was way back, when I was young.
Okay.
So,
I thought it was Igbo man. So I was actually just keeping an open heart. But now that you now mentioned Yoruba, please continue.
All right. Okay. So going back, many people, those are ahead of me, they've touched on most of the things the professor. Number one is culture. If you look at these guys, these people, you would understand there is no shared culture like you would find in Yorubas. There is no shared culture. I remember you, maybe yesterday or sometimes ago, you mentioned that they have hierarchy, even among the villagers. They have hierarchy. This is level A, level B, level C. So if you look at that, there is no shared culture, number one, yeah. Number two, you see, when you are growing up, the first place to mark by education is at home. From although not talking to you, but that the education starts there. The education these guys receive are basically victimhood. To be victim, to everybody's playing on them. Everybody's they are being marginalized by everybody else. That's the education they get from young. The third thing, Professor, there is this. You see, you remember me more, but I'm not sure whether people have heard this, but there was an analysis on Shelori Gaza people, the way Gaza people were behaving because of the enclosed environment. There is a shared punishment. So they have a shared ideology. They are you first saw strong language.
Thank you for not using strong language. Just tone it down. But I get what you're doing, and it's very good. Well done. Yeah. So Eraba, so am I?
Okay. They have okay. The psychology to share they have inferior complex generally about themselves, and that's, you see, if you have that, that's when you will start to think everybody else got everybody else in share kodato. That's where you start to tell everybody, because you feel but you could do better, whereas you haven't shown us in any way how that good thing that you could do. You haven't actually let us see. You haven't shown it that you could do better, but you criticize whatever you see that is good. But to minimize it, and that's what they are good at. They are good at that. Let me stop there. It's one of those things. You just rile me up. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You're doing it.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your submission. All right, so I brought some people up earlier, and I think one person was disturbing us, but we have Adamo Risha, and that will be a final speaker. I'll take people down. If there are other people, maybe I'll bring you up much later, but let's have Adamo first. Adamo, please go on.
Ẹkáàbọ. See, there's nowhere in the world tí politician kan máa wà tó máa ní pé òun ò ní ideology. Politician títí ẹ̀ kò ní ideology o. Ó kàn fẹ́ wá gbogbo nǹkan ló ń fò kiri, olóòfò kiri, òbó ká bíbí mẹ́ta mẹ́rin tó ti lọ. Irú politician onínàbì wo nìyẹn? Ó ń ṣe nàbì káàkiri, ó ní ideology, ó ń sọ Yorùbá bí ìgbà tó ń sọ Chinese. Àwọn tó ń contrary, àwa ń dúró dè kó máa wá èyí tó jẹ́ Yorùbá gan-an. JK tó wà ń sùúrù lérè pharmacist yẹn kò sáàyè fún ká má wá sọ ohun tó jẹ́ pé àmúlùmálà ní tiẹ̀, kò sáàyè fún. Àtàwọn tó ń dá Uncle Bode George tọ́ǹtì náà wọ́n dúró, wọn ò lè jáde tán pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. Ìtorí lọ́wọ́ yìí àwọn ọmọ onílẹ̀ ló máa lulẹ̀ lọ́dọ̀ wa, kò sáàyè fún. Inú ẹ̀ kàn bí mi ni mẹ́ńtọ̀ ẹ̀ bí èèyàn tó dẹ̀ ń tẹ̀lé náà bí ẹ̀ náà ṣe máa ń san kọ́tọ̀kọ́tọ̀ ni ẹ̀ bí bàbá tó sọ̀rọ̀ ń sìn ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ wípé wọn ò mọ̀rọ̀ sọ. Because tẹ bá bí yẹn náà ní ó lè kọ́kọ́ lọ sí 1 2 3 kọ́ tí ò tiẹ̀ a máa wí irú a máa wí rù a kàn máa san kọ́tọ̀kọ́tọ̀. Ṣérú àwọn èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ la fẹ́ gbéjọba ìlú táǹtò. Ìlara bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ lẹ́ǹkan, ìlara ní gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣe wọ́n pa Èkó, ìlara ni o, but still wọ́n á ní kò dáa. Èkó lẹ máa wá lẹ máa lórùn. Èkó ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ̀ ní BRT nílùú yín, ìwọ ló máa wá ló máa sọ pé kò sí bọ́ọ̀sì. Ìwọ tó dé kò tí ò tí ì pé oṣù mẹ́jọ ló ń sọ fáwa pé à ní bọ́ọ̀sì. Gbogbo wọn ilé làpótí à ń jókòó gbogbo wọn. Nǹkan tó jẹ́ ń wá òkè nìyẹn, ọ̀rọ̀ ń pa ọ̀rọ̀ gèlè nǹkan kan. Kò sí ètò púpọ̀ nu wọn ti ń sá fún mi ń sìn lẹ́nu rẹ̀ tẹ́ mi bá lọ because èmi ń fojúlẹ̀ fún wọn mọ́. Alọ́kóló ń kígbe ni wọ́n máa ń jí nǹkan ní nǹkan ní ẹ̀yin lẹ́ ń ba gbogbo ẹ̀ jẹ́ káàkiri. Ẹ̀dẹ̀ máa dúró náà àmọ́ ṣe ni. Prof ẹ ṣe gan o. I just decided to speak Yoruba all through today because I think when I'm speaking Yoruba, I'm in my element. But when I try to speak English, I switch and I become really because of these people. Thank you so much for all you do. Thank you so much, sir.
Àgbàlagbà sọ wípé yíyọ ẹ̀kún ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo fẹ́ sọ kó pọ̀. Ṣé bá fẹ́ people say gbàdúgbò ó jẹ́ tù.
Ẹ mọ wá jíjẹ sọ lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ má bínú o because àwọn tán mú lọ Badagry lọ mú lọ. Wọ́n rí pé kò lè ṣe nǹkan ní Central Lagos mọ́ ibẹ̀ lọ́tí lọ fi ń jẹ gbogbo oyè tán fi jẹ. Ibẹ̀ wọ́n fi pé ìtòrọ́ wà lọ́jọ́ ipò máa lo ibẹ̀ yẹn wọlé. That's their plan now. A dẹ̀ ń dúró dè wọ́n náà because Àwórì ló ní majority gbogbo ilẹ̀ tó ń gbà tó ti fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe. À ń dúró dè wọ́n.
Okay, ẹ ṣàgbọ́ tẹnu ẹ̀ náà, ẹ kọ́kọ́ bọ́ tẹnu ẹ̀ náà.
People say gbàdúgbò ó jẹ́ tù, gbàdúgbò ó town, ẹjọ́ ẹja ìdìbò. Àgbàlagbà sọ wípé yíyọ ẹ̀kún ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo fẹ́ sọ kó pọ̀. Ṣé bá fẹ́ olú. People say gbàdúgbò.
Parí òwe kan náà, kò parí òwe gbogbo òwe.
Àgbàlagbà sọ wípé.
Ó ló tọrọ àforíjì, ó ti tọrọ àforíjì tó ló mọ̀ pé kàtàkàtà náà lòun máa sọ.
Ṣé bá fẹ́ olùdíje tó jẹ́ experience òdìdí. If you are looking for somebody that will fight.
Ẹjọ́ ṣé Badagry lọ fi kán Yorùbá ni àbí ó ní gbàràgbà people ṣe gbàrìbọ̀ gbàràgbà.
I'm going to take everybody down. Thank you very much, everyone. I'll play this so I can really play it. You are disturbing me. Egbole Kosino.
Ẹkáàbọ gentle. Ẹkáàbọ down. Ẹjọ́ ẹja ìsinmi. Àgbàlagbà sọ wípé yíyọ ẹ̀kún ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo fẹ́ sọ kó pọ̀.
Gbaribo gentle, Gbaribo nice. Agbaragba sọ wípé this is where.
Agbaragba Yorùbá ló sọ̀rọ̀ tó pòwe sínú ẹ̀.
Tó fòwe sínú ẹ̀. Ó ní yíyọ ẹkùn. It is well. That's the person that also becomes the governor of Lagos State. My shocking back on. All right. I think I should take everybody down so we can move on to other things, which I don't know how we're going to move to. You know, let me bring. There's one more person who wants to come up. Let's have him speak. Geeky. Hello. All right, he's not coming up. Hello, Geeky, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. I'm going to council be telling me.
No, I will watch the better about on mute.
Okay, so okay. I'm pretty new on it.
Exactly. So normally I will mute you if I know you, but if I don't know you, I don't know whether you came to actually disrupt the place. I just say quietly drop the person.
My comment just seemed a little bit aggressive and angry. You've read my comment out on your show before, you know, a couple of times, and you was like, "Oh, this is our brother." I'm mainly on YouTube, like YouTube. So YouTube, man, oh man, come away or Yoruba, come Laragon. So that's the same way to express it. You understand me? So I so many things I miss. When growing up and everything, you know, we was conditioned into this Oyinbo lifestyle, and then after going to school and reading books and realizing that actually, like, you know, we could have stayed. You know. And just grow upon that, because I think we're civilized already. Already in our history, we're already like 80% there already. Like, if you really think about it. So, like, you know, so man doing me, you know, when I watch you and you're holding back, I know I understand why you hold back and everything. I can understand it.
Oh, when you the one on YouTube that told me, sorry, when you the one on YouTube that told me that I should just say
yes, I'm the one. I've been commenting, and you do read my comment. Thanks for being so nice, at least to read some of my comments. And I leave a barrage of stories on your comment section, and I'll let you know that even one of your viewers told me I wasn't Nigerian. I mean, I wasn't Yoruba, and one. Oh, do me going here to do me? How dare you? Criticize our. Go on. No problem, my brother. No problem. Sherry, nǹkan tẹ́mi kàn rí nínú gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí ni pé ó máa ń dùn. Sherry, ó yẹ ká náà máa bára wa wí. Ṣó ti yé yín ká dẹ̀ máa sọra wa jí láàrin gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ around wa. We all in Nigeria now for now, right? We can exist, but we can also have our identity, you know, and never compromise our identity by any means necessary. We are a little bit laid back when it comes to speaking up. In a situation was it like a couple of days ago about you know, I don't know if the Igbo woman or Igbo young lady in Lagos. You remember, Sherry or do me she be ọmọ Èkó wà bẹ́ẹ̀. Yoruba, fún ara wa. Why do we wait for somebody? We have a couple of them now in Lagos State. He can't drive káàkiri on outline nǹkan tí ò dáa ní city tó ń fún lóúnjẹ, tó ń fún ní mímu. You understand? So so this Sherry àwa àdàgbàsíkò, àwa ń gbìyànjú láti unlearn and relearn, everything to a cache. So, but nǹkan tí mo wá find out is ó ń dùn èmi because mo ń wò pé nǹkan tá ti even it started from our parents or our parents, whatever it is. They made a huge mistake, period. No one says you shouldn't relocate, do this and do that. But yẹ kí all my teach wa fully in our own local dialects and languages and making sure that we understand. You understand? We understand who we are. Sherry Debanka, I want wake I get really emotional because I feel like, okay, so I've read some books, but listen to you and paying attention to you for the past couple of months now. I discovered you like a couple of months ago on YouTube. I because of you, Moshe joined TikTok because you're always talking about TikTok or whatever. So I joined the TikTok. And I will support you and subscribe and like your comments. But then I will leave these angry comments. And then you read them out. And it's so funny because it's like, when you read them out, it's almost like you could connect to those messages. And then you read it out and just give it a little slight smile and whatnot. And then, but ó yẹ ká máa bára wa wí at the same time. Ẹ má jẹ́ ká focus lórí àwọn people yìí. Mo ti rí weaknesses wọn. Ṣé rí èmi ní àwọn kankan lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tẹ́ pé mo ti bá wọn deal. I was one of the ignorant Yorubas that I feel like we all want. Come on, we all blacks, Ṣé most of us that live in the diaspora, sometimes, especially when you grew up there, you under this premise, you know what I'm talking about, where you feel like, oh, we all just one and we all have to deal with each other, we deal with the same problems and same issues and everything. But when you really go down to it, you see how different the Yoruba nation is to others, and our upbringing, our belief system, everything about us, structures, everything. It's clear. The difference is clear, super clear. And I could see why some of the tribes that are under us, back in the day, I could see why they're coming out and claiming some kind of changing history. It's because we're so passive and so quiet. You understand? We don't fight, aggressively for what we're meant to fight for. We don't stand up tall. We don't have to wait till when Tinubu gets there as a president to fight for it. We're supposed to be fighting for these things. God knows. It seems time. I don't know when, but maybe some 20-something years ago. Maybe that's when we're supposed to be fighting. When we're supposed to have people that fight this fight. It's not necessarily looking to divide the country, but fighting for that the right of Yoruba nation. Yoruba land de Kogi now. If you ask me, no one told me. People, we have Obas in Kogi. I'm telling you, I thought Kogi State was the north. I'm telling you. So, this is one of the ignorance. School or anything. Just because you went to school, Oyibo school, and get educated in Oyibo, it's just nonsense. It just feels like a wasted bunch of years. And when these dreams that our parents sold us, I feel really angry, finding things out now. And then, in my 40s, you know what I mean? So you just think, wow. So I just believed in all this other fantasy. And then we have our own fantasy. You understand? I need to grow and evolve within. If you can imagine Lati say let's give our law, because you always respect them so much. Because I really, to be honest to you, Mr. Abusui, I don't have any good things to say about them too. I'm telling you, because they made huge mistakes on us. Huge. Huge. I really don't. Because you respect them, I would pass up on that today. I won't say anything. They'll get you. But I feel like they failed us too. From that, because I intently and I do my research. You understand? So like Timbanshi, all Sherry Atodo Lutiberi. Atodo, I want Mr. Olowo and then Cole, and all these people. They try though, they play their part too. I know you disagree because those are your people. They're my people too. I'm in the Jebu man, but you know, but I just feel like we can agree to disagree. But see, I feel
because you called him Mister. It's because you called him Mister.
That's what I actually love because you said Mr. Olo, but continue.
Oh, what should I say? Shame Baba Olo, I don't understand. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Don't worry. Just don't worry. Just feel free. It was just funny to me, but it's okay. No, it's okay. Don't worry. Okay. I don't have to tell you. Okay. I don't have to tell. You don't have to say it the way I would say it, but it's okay. I will tell you what I think when you're done. I want you to actually just let out everything because I noticed that you bottled all the. Yeah, just get it out. Yeah.
It's been bottled up. So like it's been bottled up for some time. Trust me, I've been meaning to talk to you. So like, see, so Sherry, from those times and focusing on our issues and Mr. Prophet Akitola. I don't know Mr. Akitola from Ibadan. I listen to those audios, those Mr. Akitola, you know, for those audios, you know, these Baba Akitola, you know, these people, they amazingly visionary. They see these things, and for us to be divided and be fighting for supremacy, you know, and the Woloju and Miloju, we have a distinct problem within us that we need to iron out aggressively. We need to get it out now because it's a matter of urgency. We need to get this out now. Not tomorrow, not next tomorrow, not next minute, today, now. And we need to reach out to each other verbally because this is what these people do. They have meetings in our own land, imagine, to address our own issues. These are things I know in my own personal, they have meetings.
All right, let's begin to wrap up. Let's begin to wrap up now.
Okay. So, like, you see, see, this is what I'm addressing. So I feel like we Yorubas need to focus on our own issues and iron them out, you know, aggressively, you know, period, and then forge ahead. These people are not anywhere near us in any type of way at all levels. You understand? Once we come together, all we need to just form like Voltron. You know that back in the day cartoon now, Voltron, you know? We just need to form like Voltron, and that's all. That's all we need. Thank you very much, Mr. Abusi. I hope I haven't taken your time, you know?
No, it's all right. I wanted to just let it out. I think you've been bottling things up for a bit, and it's good to have you share your thoughts. Let's begin with Aolo. Yeah, I'm going to have to mute you because of interference. But yeah, let's begin with Aolo. So with Papa, call him, I usually call him Papa. Mr. definitely not. Like I won't call my father Mr. So, but that doesn't mean that you're wrong in any. Well, I think you get the point. The thing is this: I wouldn't blame Awo. There are things that I could blame Awo for. Again, yes, I adore him. Anybody who knows me will tell you that I adore him. I think he's the greatest politician from out of Africa, period. That's what I believe. And I've read about different people. I think it was consistent, it was ideologically sound, and it was he had things to he had proofs of his ideology. It's not just, you know, theory. There was practical manifestation of beliefs, right? And also his thoughts. His books are there for all of us. And I think I don't know if I've shared this before, but let me just say so that you understand how important I think he is. I was talking to my brother the other day. We were talking about books, and I said there was one book I was reading, and it was about Papa. I found myself crying because in that book they were dissecting his diary, and his mind just had a fantastic mind. And the only time something like that would happen to me is if I'm having a spiritual encounter. But this one, I'm just reading his thoughts, so I wouldn't even, so just tell you that he's somebody I adore, period. But that doesn't mean that I don't see where he's wrong, because he was also human. But even then, when it comes to whatever it is that's happening to Yoruba people in terms of language and stuff, Awo is not to blame. You can't blame Papa for that. We have to remember the man was born in 1909. 1909. My father was born. My father would be one of his sons. Okay, if you're born in the 1930s or 1940s. So my dad is 30s, 40s. I don't want to be specific intentionally. That was born in 1930s, 1940s. I'm trying to say that it's not our than us. There was our. There was my own dad's generation. That's the Chipolaige's generation. Chipolaige, even before Chipolaige, you had the Baba Justin, but they were closer to our anyway. Excuse me. You had them, Bolaige, that set, Bolaige in Oyo State, Latif Jakonde in Lagos State. Then you had Onabanjo in Ogun State. You had Ajasin in Ondo State, and then later Ogogorewo. But the point I'm trying to make is that it wasn't just himself and then our set. After him, there were others who also did brilliantly well, and then we had the military. And I think one day we are going to discuss how terrible the military did us, especially Yoruba people. Of course, Nigeria as a whole, but particularly Yoruba people. But without having to go into the details now, I'll just say this. I understand your passion. I get it. But I'll say this. The work begins with each and every one of us, all right? Speak Yoruba to your children. And I also want to say something about when people say our parents failed us and stuff. I think that once you get to a particular age, like 18, 20, 21, max 25, you don't have the luxury of blaming your parents for anything. That's what I believe. And I'll tell you why. Because if you continue blaming them, most likely your children will blame you too. Why? Because the time to work on fixing their mistakes will feel good. You know, when you feel good about insulting others and blaming others, like just blame them for all your the reason I'm not doing is because of my parents. And that's not to say that I'm absolving our parents of every I'm sure they've done, but listen, they did their best. Sometimes in naivety, sometimes in blind faith. For instance, the pushback that we're doing right now in Yoruba land, this is not the first time, as in the Nigerian context. It happened in 1948. They were looking at Igbos, particularly, for 10 years. They would say all kinds of things, Yoruba people write all kinds of things, particularly they were using West African pilot. Yoruba people did not respond. It took 10 years. 1948. You can go and I've done sessions on this, and you can also look it up. Look for the Lagos Press War of 1948. And the reason we were able to respond was because we got hold of a media platform. Oh, you are always using about the propaganda. It's not. It's what Zik was, and this is where Papa probably Awo was bent on working with the East because he didn't like, and it wasn't because the East was great. It was because he did not like the feudalism in the North. And working with the East, he wanted to work with Zik, whether it was in 59, even when he was in prison, he was still trying to get him to work together. 79, he tried to work with him again. Zik did to him in 79. What he did in 59, 20 years apart, he still betrayed him. The records are there. It's just today's topic. But the point I'm trying to make is that, number one, I felt that it was like he didn't have the kind of feudal issue that they had in the north, so he wanted Zik. So the Oman piped down to back to Dirun Kobe on fair attack. And then the war happened. The war made everybody just calm down and say, you know what, these people suffered a lot. Let's just let things slide. So people will do things and Yoruba will just take it in the strides, like Kokomata. But I think they got used to it, and so it's incumbent on us again to correct stuff. But the reason I hold back also is because think about what they do for Omar Hwaradegun. Bó ṣe ń ṣèyàn yẹn gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe okun orúkọ àrò ìwọ́dọ̀ sọ bó ṣe ń ṣèyàn. Like sometimes I calm down like that and take some things back because after a while ọmọlúàbí. So some things I'm not going to say. Lastly, when it comes to correcting Yoruba people, I don't have any problem with correcting our people and trying to tell us how we can do things. And we do it. I just do it in a different way. So this is why I muted you the first time. You
okay. Sorry.
Mute yourself, please.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. So there are people who want to talk to you, people who will. So I don't like negative messaging, and people do it a lot. You want to encourage people, but you go in a negative way. To Yoruba people, and I feel like that's disrespectful. You can't talk to me like that. In my presence, you cannot talk like that. Nobody in this world can talk like that. Nobody. What you are talking, you're trying to inspire people, but you're going to insult them and use a way to. I'm out. Nobody. And because I know that nobody can talk to me like that, I don't talk to people like that. I feel that it's a lot better if I remind us of our greatness, show us what we have done, show us what we can do, show us possibilities. I think that's a better way of inspiring ourselves. And I think we're doing that. Okay, but we'll do more of that. But thank you very much for your submission. We're going to have to run now, but it's been lovely hanging out. My devices, I need to switch the power sources. But I'm going to take some people down because some people are trying to come up as well. And I would like to have you up. We've forgotten the topic for today, apparently. We're supposed to continue with the Yoruba-Benin connection, part 2. But I say now another day. But we'll be here tomorrow at 4 p.m. if a time West African time. We have these sessions every weekday. One says, I'm coming to Nigeria tomorrow. Oh, let me know when you are in town. If it's possible, we could just maybe see. It's an Omolomo, I don't know if you're the one, but let's see how it goes. Anyway, we have this session every weekday, 4 p.m. if a time West African time. So we'll be here again tomorrow. But before we go, there's some people who want to come up. I'll bring them up. I also put up the bank details. We usually have this opportunity for people to support what we're doing. We have a number of projects we're working on, and I'll put up the bank details later. But let me bring one or two more people up, and then we'll hear their thoughts as well. Math tuition. Okay, math tuition. User, I'm sorry, I don't know. So the thing about having no name is I don't know, refer to you properly. Thanks for your understanding. Let's have math tuition. Good evening, math tuition.
Good evening.
Ekaleo.
I'm loving this your green. It matches the green that Mrs. Tinubu wore today at Windsor. You have used the powers of our ancestors to travel by air.
At a ferry.
Oh God! By the way, she's preaching tomorrow at a Lambeth Palace. That's the headquarters of the Church of England. She's preaching tomorrow at Mrs. Tinubu, by the way.
Sorry, did you say something? What did you say about Church of England?
Yeah, Mrs. Tinubu is preaching at Lambeth Palace tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Oh, yes. You know, all the British press, they've emphasizing that the husband is a devout Muslim, she is a devout Christian.
Yes, I heard that.
And also
Christian.
A reverend in Redeemed Christian Church of God. And she's preaching tomorrow. I mean, everybody's just loving the...
And they should tell them why it's like that. They should tell them why it's easy to have something like that. It's culture.
It's the Yoruba DNA. You are Yoruba first.
It is.
You are Yoruba first. You're not
that's lovely. It should be Lambeth. I'll probably follow that.
It's beautiful. Honestly,
maybe we'll talk about it when we come.
It's beautiful. Thank God for Mr. President. May the administration go from strength to strength. Okay. I want to do a slight shift. If you, Papa Awolowo in his time and the generation began Egbe Omo Oduduwa, as a result of what happened 50 years earlier or 60 years earlier, the Kiriji War to bring us back together. Do you know that there's a memorial to Kiriji War?
Yes.
A lot of us don't know about the Ekidikparapọ and all of those things and how they all lay down their weapons. Because before that war, all the warriors, they know themselves. They know themselves. So because there was a massive war camp in Ibadan that Yoruba people will never fight themselves again. And the epitaph is still there till today. I think we need to encourage our leaders to reconnect to that memorial. Oh, yeah, come a lot of do.
We do it every year. Every year. Yoruba leaders go there every year. Either go there or we have conferences. So every year that we did 2025. Whenever we're celebrating the treaty that came at the end of Kiriji War.
Yes.
There's usually conferences. Last year, I think it was in Ibadan. You had Professor Baja Akitoye. So we do it every year.
Oh yeah.
We don't forget though. Yeah.
Getting me. For example, I consider myself as really widely read as scholarly. But guess what? I did not know about that epitaph until this year. Yes. There's a guy that does YouTube, Olawale or something like that. He goes all over Osun State, and he does this. Goes to Yoruba ancient towns, how they're going to decline, how they are prospering. And this guy that goes Gidi Yoruba Gidi TV, he does the same thing. It was on his channel I saw this program, and I was so blessed. My neighbor is the niece of Papa Adeboye. Now, Papa Adeboye lady's mom. So they have a long history. It now turned out that this lady, the great uncle was Ogodengbe. So we were just talking, and they now turned out that she was the great ancestor of Ogedengbe, the great warrior. This is the daughter, this is the descendant. And even the lady did not even know her own history. I was now sending her a video clip. So even a lot of us Yorubas, we don't know this history. So whatever meeting people are doing in Ibadan, you can't televise, you can't with platform so that we know about these things. Monique Pae.
One man televise.
Professor, we need more energy. You heard what my brother told unleash your you see, You see, the ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa àmọ́ kíní yìí sẹ́. So we need to have a system to really, because the Yoruba nation now is over. If I'm not mistaken, no, the Yoruba nation is now over 100, going to 150 million globally. If it's just Brazil alone, they're over 50 million in Brazil, and all the other Latin America to eat. But so we need to have a system to reconnect to this thing. And people like they call Fabobo, but don't sọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ pé òun ṣe kọ́kọ́ lọ kọ́ èdè Yorùbá náà. Táwọn òyìnbó bá lè kọ́ Yorùbá tó ń sọ dọ́rọ́, ìwọ náà ló lè kọ́ Yorùbá. Wọ́n kọ́kọ́ Fabobo ẹ̀ bọ́ra náà, kọ́ bá a sọ̀rọ̀ kọ́ ní you will lead, but you have to go through a system. A lot of us don't know our values. Our values are very beautiful. And that was why I love the Reverend that went to go and study Reverend Elijah B. Emmanuel. That's why I love that man and the sacrifice he made. He was a Christian. When he became a Christian, he now went to go and study under this Babalawo, and he learned about purity, about holiness, about honesty. It was like this is even more powerful than what I'm reading in the Bible. So the essence of our, the essence of our values, our culture, we need to teach our people. We need to package it. My older daughter, the other day was on TikTok. There's this thing going on with Yoruba kids on TikTok recently, where they're learning Yoruba, they're learning their language, and then I put it on TikTok. So she's now telling my younger daughter, I they come and see what's going on TikTok. So our children wants to engage. So we need to have a system that is a multi-platform, multi-generational, that they can all access, and we can all, wherever we are, really embrace it. So this memorial, global, a big thing, like Ojude Oba and all those things. A massive thing where all our leaders, our royal fathers, our politicians, we really make it a mark. Because pé nǹkan tó ṣe pàtàkì bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ṣẹlẹ̀, ó máa ká ọwọ́ àwọn èèyàn kò láti máa misbehave, because wọ́n máa rán ẹ létí history yẹn ni pé nǹkan táwọn èèyàn sacrifice táwọn èèyàn make, you cannot come and spoil it. I'll rest my case for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your submission. I see Olawale now where Redomi Global, good to have you. Good. Thank you very much. I just sat to switch the audio so I can charge the other device. Apparently, we're but I think I'll just read a few things just so you know that, and I understand to make it more popular, right? 1993. Okay. Ibadan had 100,000 warriors at the time. Ekitiparpo had 10,000 in 1879, and they also grew to about 100,000 at the end of the war. Nobody really won. It was a military stalemate, but there were casualties and losses on both sides. Ekiti got its independence on September 23rd, 1886. It's one of the longest wars fought in the world. In the commanders and leaders involved in conflicts include in Ibadan, we have Arela Tosha, Hosilori, son of Ogumola Akitaro Yapo, son of Balogun Ibikunle, Balogun Ajayi Ogboriefo. Maybe we should have a session on this. Someone says, Prof is a devoted Christian. I'll say something about that, because I find it funny when people use this Christianity thing on social media. It's quite funny to me, but I'll talk about it later. So Ibadan also had Ali Lalu Woye Otun, Babalola son of Balogun Ajayi Ogboriefo, Yesha Sarah Ebi Ogedengbe, Ayomoro Ogumodede Atokenla Ekitini Fabomi of Okemesi Odeyale Adeyala. I think Adeyala. Excuse me. Egba has Ogundipe and Jagun Jeon. Ilorin has Emir Aliu Ajia Karara Balogun Ilorin. If they had General Yikiti. So I'm not reading everything. We're not having the conversation today. I just want to read some things to let us know. The Kiriji are the territories of both MSC, local government, and Igbajo, Boluwaduro local government. They are both in Osun states, by the way. Let me read from their own site. This is Kiriji War site. Yoruba Kiriji War was an epic and chronic civil war between two powerful Confederate armies of mainly Western Yorubas, Ibadan, its allies, and Eastern Yorubas, Ijeshas and Ekiti. The war showcased the largest array of military hardware in West Africa. It is on record that the Eastern Yoruba Confederacy purchased a large number of cannon guns, which produced a thunderous sound, Kiriji. Therefore came the word Kiriji. What they're saying basically is there was the sound of the cannons. Those did Kiriji. That's what they call it, Kiriji War. We'll do more to talk about, but let me just show you. There's a site, by the way. There's a treaty site at Imesili. I want to see if I can show you that picture. There's a site at Imesili, and this is what it looks like. Okay. So it's right there. People go there for excursions. But yeah, we should talk more about it. And there was a conference, like I said, there was a conference last year. I want to see if I can read some things from you. Yoruba Kiriji War, Descendants reunite 140 years after. That was last year. Bono. Wait, I need to calculate something very quickly. 18. '93 to 2026, that's about 133 years. So it's been a long time. I hope you can hear me now. So yeah, we'll have a session on Kiriji, and hopefully that will also help us with Yoruba unity, because some funny things happening in recent times, where with some kings, maybe they need to remember exactly where we've been. Maybe they didn't teach them enough. Anyway, Yoruba people generally, we need to learn about these things. Thank you very much, Matthew Sean, for that submission. I think we should begin to wrap up now. We'll be here tomorrow at 4 p.m. if at time West African time. I think we'll probably be talking about what was the topic again? It's somewhere. Let me look for it and tell you. While I'm looking for it, I want to thank everybody who has power tapped and liked and shared and got us 172.2k likes here on TikTok. Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate your support. I'm going to cheer. Okay, I hope it works. All right. Thank you very much for your support. Thanks to the gifters. I noticed a lot of us, gifted earlier. Thank you very much for your support. And those who want to support us financially, please use the bank details right here. It's a GT account, and your support will be highly appreciated. Tomorrow we'll be talking about speaking Yoruba in Yoruba land, and I think it's important to have that conversation. Then on Friday, we'll see if we can finish up with Benin. That Benin stuff is actually long. For some reason, you guys say, let us start a series. We'll now start a series. Now bring something else. But I think it's fun, and regardless, and I hope we're all learning. But we should have our plan for a KG conversation. Sorry, someone says Omobeko. It's a dicey situation. So it's not everything that the governors do that they necessarily get to tell everybody. So I'm sure they would have reached out to them, to the kings who are misbehaving. To get to a point, the governor or government to get too tired, they just maybe ban them or something, or remove them. And that's not impossible. It has happened before. And I'm not sure it's not going to happen again with the way people are running, amok. But we'll see how that works out. All right. Thank you very much for being here, and thank you for your support. I had a great time today, even though we didn't discuss the topic, but we had a great time discussing many things, and we learned a lot. Because sincerely, it's getting out of hands. I think when the governors get really tired, maybe they're going to just dethrone some of, these people. I just don't want to talk about it. It's a shame. It's a shame. It's about Jalara Noni. And John was saying, Jalara Otamboro. There's nothing, you can't really say, I think it's just, but again, they are fathers, royal fathers, we still have to respect them, regardless. But then, all right. I think we had a great time. Maybe we'll be having a lot of matters arising, like we just did today, because that's what we did essentially. Someone said in a Senate climb, Oluwa would have been dethroned. Senate climb, Bawo Abba. Sometimes also they want to try out different means before they now settle on something. But by the way, Friday, today is the 18th, Abi. I used to say it, and I really believe it, that March has some very great people. One of them, I was going to tell the gentleman that came up with the G, I was going to tell him that every year, March 6th, we celebrate we celebrate every day, but March 6th especially celebrate our people like that was born in March. My Papa was born March 2nd. Our Lord was born March 6th. Yours true. But we'll see tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. 4 p.m. if your time West African time. Do have a lovely President Tinubu. Was he born in March? I didn't know he was born in March. Steady says, how old? No. I like you. You're bold. You're bold. Just now I'm more than 40. And I've been more than 40 for a bit. I think that answers the question. I'm more than 40 and I've been more than 40 for a bit. And I'm not 50. As a professor is 50. I'm not 50, no. Tinubu is March 29. Really? I did not know that. I didn't know that. Omolomo says, my son's birthday is tomorrow. The one I wish your daughter for. I don't have a daughter. Bye-bye. But your son's birthday is tomorrow. That's nice. March 19. That's lovely. P-Bat is March 29. So our great people March gone now. That's nice. I'm actually celebration there. OBJ2 is March. Why didn't I talk about OBJ? I think maybe when they did their birthday, we didn't have a session the day after or so. Maybe there was a gap. Because I followed it. I saw the party. It said it clocked 89. It was quite nice. The party. I saw Madam Florence Itagiwa. Then Emeka Yoku. It was really nice. It was really nice. And then his daughter as well. Dr. Yabo. Obasanjo. So it's March 5. That's nice. So how are you? Everybody, you are blessed regardless of your month, but March is special, but you're also special, eh? All right. The person asked that question about, well done. I hope I answered your question, sir. Be back tomorrow, 4 p.m. if at time West African time. We'll be discussing speaking Yoruba in Yoruba land, and I hope you come around. I look forward to hosting you. Sorry, because Yoruba leaders should call. This you and this Oluwo. It is well, though. I understand, why you're speaking like this. I get it, to be honest. It is well. Ada, Alright, I'm going to have to switch so that I can play the anthems. Prof, we will develop 50. Adamorisha, pay 50 of you. I thought she was still a doctor. I didn't know she's a professor now. Yabo Obasanjo. I know her name is Dr. Yabo Obasanjo Bello. I just remembered now. I didn't know she was a professor. That's nice. That's really lovely. All right, let's have our anthems. Okay, please sing along if you know these anthems. If you don't, please learn the lyrics. Enjoy.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians all are proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be your symbol that truth and justice reign. ìgbàgbọ́ ni pé láti bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́. Ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká jọlá. Ìṣọ̀kan àti ìra.
Àwa ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀, ìmọ́lẹ̀ wa oníwọ̀ òkun lágbára Ọlọ́run. Ẹlẹ́yìn bó ní bàjẹ́, Nàìjíríà ló ní bàjẹ́. Ọ̀tá bá dáwọ́lé ló máa yọrí sí rere lágbára Ọlọ́run. May God bless you. May God keep you and protect you and provide for you and prosper you in all that you do. Thank you very much for being part of today's session, including those who are talking about Onirungbon Yeoke àti Baba Abacha Stove in the comment section. Well done. What is copy? I saw the things you were writing. You were making me laugh while the anthem was playing, but well done. You said we'll find your pictures so I can see the we are talking about. But thank you very much for being here. And I think I just saw Shalakwe Interiors. Thank you for coming as well. All right, so thanks everyone. I'll see you tomorrow, 4 p.m. Ife time, West African time. Have a lovely evening and have a great night. God bless you. Odaro. Eshe. Mm-hmm.